Thank you. So before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land that I'm presenting from, and that's the Bindal and Walgarookaba people, and as well as those of the respective lands of everyone in today's call. I acknowledge their continuing connection to land, sea, and community, and pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. So for those of you who are participating for the first time, Peter, welcome to the Digital Champions Network online workshops. And it's here we hope to deliver helpful tutorials, educational sessions, present virtual services that you can access on those telehealth cards. And we provide a platform for peer discussion on all aspects of digital health as it applies to aged care. So we hope, because it is a community, we hope to get to know each other. That means I hope cameras on, mics on. And yeah, if you want to drop your name, role, and your aged care home just in the chat box, everybody gets to know each other through that as they drop in, and helps us all get along. As is the pattern for these sessions, I have a speaker here for today. We'll jump straight into that one. And that's Tim Males there in the corner. He's the Townsville Hospital and Health Service Senior Telehealth Coordinator. And I'm hoping, yeah, he'll help us out with a little bit of a session today, a bit of a tutorial on how to use the basic and advanced user functions of the Queensland Health Telehealth Portal, the one you'll use whenever you are engaging in video calls with the health system. And so we'll go on to that and follow on with any discussion on how that portal will actually apply to the use with your carts and such.
Like Kieran said, my name's Tim Males. I'm the Senior Telehealth Coordinator here for Townsville HHS. I've been doing this role for about 12 years now. We have 17 of me dotted around the different regions in Queensland. So our program's been running now for about 13 years. And what we do is act as a conduit between the hospital and health services, so each one that we're employed in and employed by, and the Department of Health, the Queensland Department of Health, namely the Telehealth Support Unit or the Queensland Virtual Hospital, who is sort of our oversight and who manage the program, and we sort of are the hands and eyes and feet on the ground that sort of implement that program and help our local clinicians be able to provide telehealth and be able to receive telehealth as well. There's a big mix within Queensland of what the capabilities are of each HHS. Here in Townsville, we're mostly a provider HHS. So we have a tertiary hospital in Townsville, and we have 11 regional facilities, rural remote facilities, stretching from Palm Island and Magnetic Island off the coast all the way out west to Richmond, and to Ayr in the south and to Ingham in the north. So most of our activity, like I said, is what we provide out to the regions. We have a lot of activity where we're connecting to patients in the Mount Isa region, Cairns, Torres and Cape, down to Mackay, sometimes into Central West and Central Queensland, Rockhampton as well. So we've got a fairly good reach. If you look at some of the other HHSs, like say Northwest to the west of us, they're primarily a recipient. They don't have a lot of provider telehealth that happens from there. They've got a couple of small clinics that go from Mount Isa Base Hospital to their sort of satellite ones, but most of the time it'll come from either us as the main northern tertiary facility or from the ones down south in Brisbane. So that's just a quick overview of what we do. Our main platform that we use to be able to do telehealth is the telehealth portal. Telehealth portal is a web-based system. We also have a standards-based system using Cisco that can connect in with the telehealth portal as well, or vice versa. But what we've found is, as clinicians have moved away from having designated telehealth providing areas and start to provide telehealth in their offices or their consultation rooms, or even off-site, as we're a little bit short on space, the telehealth portal is the main area that we use to be able to provide out towards our patients. Our recipient patients, we've got a pretty interesting split. About 80% of our recipients are done on the traditional Cisco units are located in Queensland Health facilities, but about 20% of what we do, it goes direct to the patient as well. So the patients are actually using the telehealth portal as well. It's a telehealth portal, just a quick summary, is web-based, so it's not an app. It's a web address where you go to. It'll load up the video conferencing platform. You put your name, allow it to use your microphone and camera, and then bang, you're off. Hit dial, or hit the link that you've been given, and then you're connected in. So Kieran's got a couple of videos that we made internally here to help our teams. Primarily, this is around using the Visionflex telehealth carts and how we use the telehealth portal on those to connect from the residential aged care facilities back to the provider facilities, whether it be Townsville or Brisbane. So I'll be quiet for a second. I'll get Kieran to play the videos.
Welcome to the Queensland Health Telehealth Portal. In this video, we'll show you the benefits of using our telehealth portal and guide you through the steps to connect to a video call. Telehealth makes it easier for patients to access specialist healthcare closer to their home, work or school. A telehealth consultation can save time and reduce the inconvenience of travelling for appointments. Health professionals in rural and remote communities also benefit from supporting specialist telehealth consultations through peer support and education, which enhances overall quality of care available to rural patients. The Queensland Health Telehealth Portal is a free web-based video conferencing application available to all Queensland Health staff and patients. The telehealth portal is the easiest way to connect with Queensland Health on a video call. Let's walk you through the steps to connect to a video conference using the Queensland Health Telehealth Portal. Make sure you have a computer or smart device equipped with a webcam, microphone, and either speakers or headphones. A reliable internet connection, preferably Wi-Fi, is also required. Open the telehealth portal by clicking on the shortcut on the Queensland Health computer desktop or by visiting the telehealth portal site on your web browser. On the welcome screen, enter your name. This will be how you are displayed during the video conference. Click Allow on the pop-up box to enable your camera and microphone to be used in the video call. You may also be asked to select your preferred camera and speaker if you have multiple devices connected. Select the Click to make a call button. Enter the dial number provided by your specialist and, if prompted, a PIN number. Your video call will now begin. And that's it. You're now connected and ready for your telehealth appointment. If you experience any technical difficulties, please contact the telehealth service desk via telephone on 1800 066 888.
Great. Thanks, Kieran. So that's a quick, real basic overview on how to use the telehealth portal for Queensland Health staff, but there's also a bit of an overview there of the benefits of telehealth and what the purpose is for using the telehealth portal. We've also got a second video that goes into a little bit more in-depth features, but that's the basic video where you punch your number in, make sure you're up and running to be able to connect through. And that's what teams on the ground in the residential aged care facilities will be using if they're connecting to a telehealth appointment set up by either our ED or a specialist or our frailty team. They've got numbers that they provide that they then dial out to. We've also got meeting rooms assigned to each aged care facilities. So in case the provider doesn't have a number to dial out to, the recipient facility can say, hey, here's our virtual meeting room. Let's just all dial into that and we'll meet there. So we put that in a fairly easy to access spot on the carts. So then they can check it out and review it. Has anyone got any questions about the first video? If not, we'll flick on to the next one. Cool. All right, let's go, Kieran.
To the Queensland Health Telehealth Portal. In this video, we'll show you some of the advanced features of the telehealth portal. You can blur your background in the telehealth portal by clicking on the icon in the top right-hand corner of the screen. To turn the background off, click this icon again. If you have multiple participants in your video call, you can change the way they are displayed with the call layout function. Click on the icon on the left-hand side of the screen to display the side panel. From here, click on the three dots at the top of the side panel to display the call control panel. Select Change Layout from the list and click on your preferred layout. This will change the layout displayed for all participants in the call. You can share your screen while in a video call with other participants. Just hover over the lower part of the screen to display the call control bar, then select the Share Screen icon. You can then select your source from your browser, application, or display your whole screen. To stop sharing your screen, click on the Share Screen icon in the call control bar to deactivate. You can use your second camera to display an alternative view during your video call. Click on the icon on the left-hand side of the screen to display the side panel. Click on the three dots at the top of the side panel to display the call control panel. Click on Select Media Devices and then click on the camera icon. Select your camera from the drop-down list. This will then display the second camera in your video call. Repeat these steps to return back to your default camera. For more assistance with advanced features in the Queensland Health Telehealth Portal, please contact your local telehealth team or the Telehealth Service Desk on 1800 066 888.
Awesome. Thanks, Kieran, for putting them up. So there are a couple of really short videos we've prepared for our teams just so they can get a grasp of a couple of features that are in the telehealth portal and also the basics of being how to connect. That second video there, if you're familiar with any video conferencing platform, most of that sort of stuff is available in every platform. It's just orientating our teams on how you can actually find those and connect into them. The main one that we would use with the carts would be using that second camera. So all our carts have the general examination camera with them, so we can get a close-up view or a handheld view of something that the webcam on the carts can't provide. So that's a key feature of that. But the other ones there as well, like being able to share the screen if we've got a file or some diagnostics that we want to be able to share with the provider, or the nurse wants to be able to share with the provider, we can do that through the carts as well, which is great. So there are a couple of features that we thought might be potentially used by our facilities when we're connecting in with specialists from the aged care facilities. Has anyone any questions about the second video there, or any questions at all?
No, all good.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Like I said, that's something that we're working on at the moment. We're going to come up with a couple of other really short ones, maybe sort of 30 seconds, about really particular use cases as we're getting more feedback from our users in the aged care facilities. But that's our two basic overview videos that we've got. They're available on our internal intranet page, our QEPS pages, for use to seek out. We're thinking about maybe putting them on YouTube as well, so people can look at them through the Townsville HHS YouTube channel. So, yeah, thanks for your time today. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Kieran, for the invite. It's been great.
No worries. I'd like to raise one thing before you go, Tim. Well, less of a question. It's more of just an alert. I know the digital stethoscope that a lot of the carts are equipped with, perhaps not the QH carts that have gone out, but a lot of the homes have a digital stethoscope, and just transmission of that ka-thunk going on in the chest or the breathing sounds is tricky, very tricky. A lot of the platforms have to be optimized very specifically to do so. I know Pro EX for the Vision platform has a lot of features to do with that, to really tinker with, the gain and, frequency and everything to do with what the doctor will hear. And I know Health Direct has actually got like a specific medical audio function, because I know a lot of these, a lot of the trick is apparently to do with the low frequency sounds that come out of a chest in that stethoscope. Just like to caution, I suppose, unless Tim, you know a little bit more, but I don't believe the Queensland Health Portal will accurately transmit with certainty what's going on in the chest to a remote Queensland Health clinician. So
yeah, definitely not. Like, the complexity of that is way beyond what the telehealth portal can do. So in that instance, we'd sort of say, can the healthcare provider that's with the patient, can they have a listen and try and work things out there and then convey that information? It's not really set to be able to transmit it through a video call, because we don't have the functionality in the audio component of the telehealth portal to be able to do that, unfortunately. So a lot of what we're doing is really basic visual stuff, and there are certain peripherals that we didn't take up that in hindsight, I wish we had, because we could be able to use those. But using those bespoke platforms, like the Visionflex stuff, being able to manipulate the signals that are coming through so it's easy to be broadcast, that's a real benefit of being able to do that. And unfortunately, that's something that we can't do at the moment.
Yeah, I thought I'd highlight it anyway because naturally the remote clinician may not even be aware of that. They'll certainly hear something because this device is in its guts a microphone and it will transmit audio. But before anyone makes assumptions, just to make sure that you're aware that even though it's transmitting something, the accuracy of what they're hearing may not be there. And hey, that might even be something that, of course, there might be collaboration between Visionflex and Queensland Health about maybe optimizing, in future use case or something. But just for the crowd and just so I could check that off with your brain, Tim, just wanted to discuss it. But,
no, 100%. That's great.
Our door is always open. We're more than interested to have collaborations and discussions in these situations. So happy to have some dialogue afterwards.
Yeah, a web-based interface would be awesome, Daniel. So, maybe we'll catch up a bit later and have a chat about that.
Fantastic. Yep.
I'll send an email as a go-between, and of course, you guys can have whatever discussions you feel like you might need. Thank you so much, Tim, for dropping by. I can help anyone here as well get in touch with Tim or the other respective regions' telehealth coordinators. If you are having issues with the platform or basically with your telehealth discussions with Queensland Health providers, Tim and his counterparts in each THHS are usually the intermediaries to help bring everything into being nicely streamlined. So, yes, reach out either through me or direct through Tim. I can always maybe share your emails that are specific to the Townsville region to really get that all aligned. Yeah,
I'm more than happy to connect people up with the local telehealth coordinators in their region as well.
All right.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Kieran. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. All right.
Cheers.
Now, for the rest of the group, Daniel with Visionflex. I know that there's a little bit of a Visionflex sort of webinar kind of thing going on, a larger kind of thing going on from about 11, so he may have to duck out early. What I might do is just sort of open up. First up, if anyone has any questions about the technical features of their cart, while we've got support here, of course, you can take the opportunity to ask. Otherwise, once we've had a bit of a chance for that, I'll throw over to Daniel. I think Peter might be interested in the training support that Visionflex will offer. So if you could go through what you offer there, and then I don't know if you can maybe even, I don't know if registrations for this webinar might be too late. We might be able to plug it a bit further. But first, does anyone have any questions, I suppose, for Daniel? About your cart, about equipment, about Visionflex?
If I can just go back to the basics, I'm new here and I've never used a telehealth. Is there any user guides or anything I can look at?
Absolutely. There's lots of information, Peter. I'll get you to please put your email in the chat and I will definitely reach out to you with a wealth of information for you. Yeah, but on our website, there's videos explaining some of the different devices. There's PDF guides on step-by-step on how to have a telehealth session. I'll probably need to set you up with a login, which is easy and no problem at all. I'll get that sorted out straight away for you. And let's get you into a training session. As simple as that. I'll send you a calendar invite link and we'll get you in.
Because the computer's not actually working, I'm on my telephone, which is sticky taped to the screen. So it's challenging to say the least because I can't do the two things at once.
What we do in those situations is I'll get your mobile number, I'll give you a call, and I'll probably end up remoting into your telehealth cart and just making sure everything's pointed in the right direction. And then, I will hold your hand and we'll walk you through it.
All right. Can I just give you my mobile number now because I can't type it in? It's 0477
158 668. And Peter, good. Which side are you at, please, Peter?
I'm at Mutkin over in Yarrabah.
Okay, great. Yeah, we did a training with them. Wonderful. All right, I'll get in touch with you afterwards, and we'll make this happen.
Okay, thank you.
Peter, I'll be in touch with you as well. We'll probably set up our own little chat, just an online meeting, about 30 minutes. I'll give you the broad strokes of the CART NQPHN's role, the support we're sort of providing, and what that's sort of going into in the back half of the year as well. Just the other things that it's able to access and everything too. Daniel will give you an excellent rundown on Visionflex, the Vision platform, Pro EX. Thank you for joining us, Mary. And all the technical support in that sort of stuff. I will give you sort of the broader strokes of third-party type things too, because consider Daniel an excellent specialist and a very supportive asset to you. And I'll just sort of let you know the other directions it can go, because the chief thing is going to be that it is flexible equipment. There are things outside of Visionflex it's going to have to do because of your providers, just exactly as per Queensland Health there. Have Tim come in and everything, give you a bit of a rundown on that side, give you a couple more of the highlights of what else might be, and let you know where you can go to pursue information about those things as you continue your telehealth journey.
Okay, thank you. Got people walking in on me, of course.
Perfect.
All right.
What I might do then, yeah, so I don't know, Daniel, is there sort of still room for registrants in that 11 o'clock webinar or something? I don't know if maybe...
I don't know. Abe's, give me a second. I know Abe's madly getting things prepared. I'll just send him a Teams meeting, quick Teams message quickly, and ask him what's going on in that respect.
It was merely just, it might be a moot point. I don't know. Peter, Hannah, if you have engagements immediately after this, probably do. There is just a little Visionflex webinar. It goes for another hour, just talking about the broader landscape of telehealth, Visionflex's role in the, well, basically, the aged care rollout, but the other areas of telehealth that are going on nationwide. There is a bit of a panel, including speakers from Health Direct, I believe the CEO, and some other things. Quite an interesting session to look at, but we'll just sort of find out. It's because it's, you know, right on the cusp. I don't know if we can still get in, and you may need to duck off anyway. But
yeah, I've got a meeting 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Dan, you may not need to stress too much about looking up that info or getting that back on.
Right. I just sent him a message. I'm pretty sure they're recording it, and I'm pretty sure we'll make that available to...
Beautiful. All right, that may be it. So I'll just highlight it, keep that one as a, what do you call it? Yeah, keep that one on everyone's radar to go and follow up with, because, yeah, quite interesting. And I suppose I might also highlight, where can I find a text block about something else? There is one that the Australian College of Rural and Remote Medicine is putting on for effectively for GPs, that I might just highlight just in our chat box. It is for, what do you call it? Telehealth, specifically in residential aged care homes. So it might be interesting for you guys to drop in on, or simply just to forward as a bit of a last minute to any GPs providing your home with service. I just need to find the text block so I can just send that through. But that one's occurring at 7 o'clock tonight, which is like, yeah, cool. I mean, it's not in the middle of your workday. It just depends on if you want to surrender 90 minutes of your pleasant evening to learn about telehealth. Unfortunately, I will be, because, you know, that's my that's my bag, my interest. And as soon as I heard about those, I was like, oh, goodbye free time. But, you know, that does sound fascinating.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Just going to find if I've got, that will be conducted via Zoom, and I should have had that one prepared. It's a nice convenient thing ready to cut and paste in. Where's his email now?
It's rare you get caught out, Kieran. You're always on top of things, so this is fun to watch.
more or less going to have to resort to following up with an email to the guys that are on the call, I think. Yep, that's all I'm going to have to do. I can't spend the next 15, 20 minutes looking for an old email. I will forward just to, well, even you maybe as well, Daniel, I'll just send through just an email to the three of you since we're talking about it, just to give you the link just for tonight's session, may be of interest. They put on a lovely session. It was unrelated. It was a nice one on dermatology though. Just last Tuesday evening, they seem to be going through a bit of an education session spree, and I know that was a high quality and absolutely fascinating session about aged care. So it seems to be a focus, and I hope for more of that quality again to tonight's session. So
yeah, please send
keep
it through.
an eye
I'll
out.
check the calendar. Yeah.
What I was hoping that maybe is that Peter might be able to bounce off you, Hannah. Maybe learn some enthusiasm for that telehealth equipment. You might be able to talk about some of the success you've had there with at Regis in Air, and you know, how you found it helped, or maybe even admit some of the challenges that might help Peter navigate diving into it.
For sure, yeah. I'm putting my email in the chat now.
Okay.
Certainly, yeah, I can help connect you guys. Yeah, after that call, that email is going to be an asset. But if you wanted to speak for a couple of minutes just on sort of what you've done with it, stuff with like that, the speechy reviews and everything sound like they've been really good. And
yes, we really handy, especially specialist reviews, speech reviews, like those higher up specialities that's difficult to get into rural areas. Yeah, it's been really handy for us. We're going to have a neurologist appointment this week. So yes, I didn't need to send, they actually phoned and said they wanted to send the resident over to the hospital to do telehealth there. And I said, why do you want to do that? We can do it from here. And they were like, oh, okay. And I said, yes, it's no need to send her anywhere. We'll just do it in her room. Yeah, really convenient. Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll jump in, Hannah, there as well. Exactly that. We've heard such good responses on speech pathologists and dietitians, all sorts of little sort of obscure things that aren't essentially the day-to-day stuff that we've heard really been picked up. I think the end goal is always, if you can try to arrange not to send someone off to do something, and you can get someone to do a remote session, that's the sky's the limit. Whatever you've got, you can think about, can we get this person in front of the cart and get this specialist on a camera at their end, and that's the 90% of the battle. So.
And Peter, when we've got you rolling with the Vision platform, you've got Daniel to give you some excellent technical training and all that sort of stuff. I'll make sure you're connected with the Cairns InReach team that are actually providing a lot of, hospital intervention service and everything, increasingly doing that remotely for those ones that they can't get out too conveniently for face-to-face intervention. So it might help divert some unnecessary transfer to hospital and that sort of thing by providing that acute geriatric geriatric specialty intervention as necessary. Hannah, sorry, I started over the top of you.
No, I just wanted to say we had such success with it. The speech and dietitian started to wanting only to do telehealth.
Oh, wow.
I said, just hold on there a little bit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, they really like it.
Yeah, not quite perfect, Daniel. It was a little bit, beyond reason. There was laziness in ever coming out. I think going on there, they got a little too enthusiastic.
It's not my only job. You might think that, but it's not my only job. I'm not sitting here waiting for you guys to reach out for telehealth. So yeah.
It's one of those things. Everyone's getting used to this new functionality, so yeah, finding that happy medium.
A little bit spoiled.
There still are, unfortunately, things that we can't achieve via telehealth, and frankly, if you're never attending the site, those things and those residents with those needs are going to be ignored. And we really sort of still need to find just a balance, keep people from becoming a little bit too enamored by the convenient. We're still providing quality healthcare here, so that's the end goal. This is a tool for that, unfortunately, not a complete replacement. And I find that, you know, Daniel, you there, obviously working with a telehealth company, me being a strong advocate for telehealth within North Queensland, we still can't have a complete dependence or a complete substitution with it, you know. So we'll sort of track that as it goes, and that is as well why you guys have been granted with equipment rather than here's a top-down service imposed and telling you how it's going to be. You guys get to actually determine where something is clinically appropriate and where it's becoming a little bit excessive and keep everybody within comfort.
I'll jump in quickly, and that's such an important point, because as static as that thing is, but how it fits into all the different sites, it's so unique for everyone's different location. What doctors and specialists do you have who are local who want to come in? What don't you have that are local who don't want to come in? It's such a mixed bag of how it's going to work for you. So I keep telling people the sky's the limit. Use it in every single way, every possible variation you can think of. I mean, the end goal is to try to ease up on ambulance call-outs and ease up on people being shipped off the site to do things. That's the one thing I always really try to ram home from the points I'm making. But yeah. But again, any time, Peter and Hannah, you know, Daniel, I've been thinking whatever I've been thinking. If we get any information to share, we'll certainly share it with you. So
sounds good.
Daniel, I know you have that session to get off to, you know, so I'll give you a little bit to get your bearings. I'll help you, you know, just with a bit of email to connect with Peter after the session, great. A bit in your own time when you both have another free opportunity.
So I've got Peter's mobile, but if you can, send us an email, Karen, for the both.
I'll send an email
and I can send you everything
together and get the calendar invites. Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us, Daniel.
Good on you, gang. All the best. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, guys. Cool. I didn't necessarily have anything more planned per se. These are often something that I hope for a bit of free discussion in, but it can be a little bit limited depending on attendance. I might ask you though, certainly Peter, maybe if you talk about sort of what you hope to use your telehealth card to achieve, you know, like what's your frustrations without telehealth, and maybe we can sort of orient speakers over the next couple of months to sort of work out how we can address those gaps.
Yes, well, primarily for, you know, speech pathologists and the dietitians, because I mean they only come out every now and then, so they would be very handy, and any other sort of clinical reviews instead of shipping them out to the hospital. Or the ED is just next door, but still, it's the coordination of getting someone just over the road when they can do it in their room a lot easier. But yeah, as I said, I haven't used the Queensland telehealth at all, so I'll be a newbie, but I get the general idea of it. So,
yeah, being so close, you know, to that, you know, just across the road, I'm sure you guys have a very strong relationship with them. You could talk about telehealth. You know, I'll actually flick you through just a flyer that is just sort of like a brief intro to health providers about what your cart is and what it can sort of do. It's literally a one-pager. It's not advanced, but it's sort of like, hey, we've got this. It's on site. Why don't we talk about telehealth? And so you can sort of set up that that's generally accepted, because I think even as I think Hannah, you were saying, I think that the hospital was like, bring them on site so we can do telehealth. I'm sure you don't have capabilities over there. And they're like, what, you do? This is very, very new. Aged care homes have traditionally not been the most technologically advanced places to be. Underfunded and under-resourced for so many years, but just now coming to light. So you may be sharing with them that you've got that, in which case they would, you know, sort of be very happy to go, right, cool, let's do some telehealth, I'm sure. And yeah, they'll be asking you, they'll give you a room code, 6 digits, to dial in on that Queensland Health platform, as Tim showed us earlier. And that'd be all it would take. You can even leave their room code on a little card on the cart, because it would never change as long as you were contacting the same, part of the emergency department or whatever. So that usually requires a little bit of like a pre-arrangement. You're calling up and you're going to go on a phone, just normal call, and go, hey, look, I've got this case. I was hoping you'd be able to see them. And they go, I think we can squeeze it in at 2. Just means at 2 o'clock, you wheel up the telehealth cart, you dial your 6 digits, and you wait in that virtual waiting room until they come in at 20 past 2. But, at least everybody's waiting in comfort, right? In an armchair, in bed or something, not, wheeled across the road with all the beeping and the transport and the waiting and the noise going on and all the hassle.
Yeah, ironically, with the Starlink, everything's fine, except for our palliative area has no reception.
I was about to say, when I went out there and I did some training as well, have a chat with Dixie out there, because I think she's the only person who's really had proper training there to date, and she'd probably do with another training session. So she'll sit in on your chat with Daniel, I'm sure. I noticed that while you've got good speed in your internet, your connection on site is spotty. You probably just don't have enough routers to give you good coverage. So that might mean occasionally you do have to transfer someone internally into an area that has good Wi-Fi. You'll sort of have to have a bit of an approximation that if you go, if I go to that west side, I'm just not going to get anything. So you're going to have to know what rooms have some good, what rooms are a challenge. So just sort of maybe even wander around with your phone and see how many Wi-Fi bars you actually have or something, and work out where you get a dead spot.
Palliative room, and the last 2 rooms are just no-go, so I can bring them out into different rooms.
Yeah, and I'm sure down the line now, I have heard, and I don't know, maybe even Hannah might chip in or something, I have heard that the new standards have some language in them that actually emphasize connectivity to the internet, and especially the residents' right to access and their ability to get onto the Wi-Fi. So it can be that the new standards are prioritizing some on-site work to kind of optimize your connectivity throughout. So bear it in mind. Standards are important, so use it as leverage. If you need to get a few more routers to, close out the black spots.
According to the time, we need better Wi-Fi coverage.
Hey, it's going to make, the cart can move. That's the whole thing. It's supposed to be able to move to the resident. At the moment, maybe 90% of the time it can, but, we shouldn't be doing too much moving of the resident to the cart when you're looking at the wheels and going, they're right there.
Right.
All right, cool. Hannah, how are you going? Have you run into any sort of challenges lately or anything like that? Or
no, I actually, just yesterday, one of the residents' families came and said they received this message regarding some kind of video call. And I said, all right, come to my office. I'll explain to you what it is, how it works. And I phoned the number that was on the message. And I said, can you please get in contact with me because I need to help this family doing this. And that's when they said, can we transfer the resident over to hospital? I said, no, it's not necessary to do that. And then they said, okay, well, we'll organize, get in touch with you. They took my email and all that. And yes, because this resident, even her husband, had no clue what it's all about. And was really didn't understand. And he himself can't hear properly as well. So yes, it was very, very useful. And I feel it's like useful for me as well, because you get to know what's in that specialist consultation and all that. It's a little bit of a history. You get to know the resident. We don't always have insight or input into the specialist reports and all that. So then it's good for me to know as well. And then I can explain to the family as well, guide them about what's happening and all that. So yes, for me, it's been really, really, really useful. But yeah, the speeches and the dietitian, I had to say, it's not my only job. I'm here to help, but it's not going to replace you guys coming in. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Look, I might call this one a little bit early. I want to take 5 minutes. Every time I have to boot Zoom, and of course this webinar has to be a Zoom one, every time my computer throws a little bit of a fit. So I might take 5 minutes to get my own bearings on my next meeting for that one. Peter, I really hope you continue to join us in these meetings. I'll have a little bit of individual follow-up with you, but these group development, the PHN has maybe provided everybody a bit of a crutch. I've been having very individual sessions with everybody, bespoke sort of development plans and everything, but I'm expecting those ones will probably not be available from 30 June. So we'll be relying more on this group community. So I hope it grows, and it'll be a great place to sort of check in, see how the other homes are going, and just sort of work out what the next step for you on your journey sort of might be. So there is a lot these cards can do. It's not digested over just sort of one training session. You won't be a magician in the darn thing beyond after that. So it does take a little bit of continuous sort of check-in, and it does usually take just sort of those small bites a couple of times maybe throughout a month. You're not going to really be able to spend huge blocks of attention on this. I'm sure you've got plenty of other things going on in your life. But I'll, yeah, if you're looking for further, I will forward you that email on that training session. I wrote the wrong acronym. I wrote a pharmacy acronym that's not going to help out when I look at that note later. I will forward you that email so there's further going on tonight, so you can hear more on telehealth as well while you're in the mood.
Okay. All right. So there's one tonight at 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's tonight at 7 p.m. Feel free. I think the registration for that one is still open. Feel free to get on board, even register, and if something comes up at 7 p.m.
Oh no, I've been asked to attend, so I'll be there.
All right then. Well, that's good. You'll be well on your way to being a telehealth expert.
Right.
Well, previous to being a nurse, I did work in IT, so it's not.
Sure,
okay.
You should be right. It doesn't take an IT genius, though. Myself, I feel it's just exposure, basically. Of course, Hannah, I think a lifelong nurse, are you? Yep, and right on top of it now.
No IT specialist at all, and I could do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Piece of cake. It'd be good then.
Yeah. Piece of cake. Yeah.
All right. Now, this has been wonderful.